Right, muri Zimbabwe zvinhu zvezve zvakuda kutanga, hondo dzedze dzakuda kuti dzichitanga, futi dzakuda kuti dzichiridzwa. Right, panapa crime wachiri kuyachiti there is where we are now as a country. We have received a worrying update from Mbari Musika. Yesterday, vendors are being given a one-page document and asked to provide their full name, ID number, phone number, and signature to show that they support Bill Amendment Bill number 3. The document claims that the reason for this is that Bill number 3 extends the time for implementing development project from 5 years to 7 years. However, reports indicate that vendors are being intimidated into signing the document. Those who refuse to sign are allegedly threatened with unspecific consequences. So muri Zimbabwe zviri kunzi vanhu vari kumanikidzwa kusaina matsamba ari kunzi ngazare ku ofisi ku parliament ikoko kuti Emerson Mnangagwa anzi adiwa nenyika yeZimbabwe asi vachizama kuda ku manipulate the constitution. So muri Zimbabwe zvese izvo angaite vari kusaina vangasaini, but tikutaura kuti kwekupedzisira kwenyaya iyi haisi nyaya kunyepa. Kana makaita zvamuri kuitawa nezvaNPF tiri kuziva kuti kuenda kwenyu kwapedyo, because ngoma yenyu yaririsa maisa vanhu venyika yeZimbabwe pakona kwenguva yakati rebei, asi izvi hazvisi kuzoramba zviripo nekusingaperi. Hamusi vana Mwari munyika yeZimbabwe, mave pedyo kuti muchienda ndo kufarisa kunonzi kufarisisa kuri kuitwa nevanhu veZANU-PF. Tisingakupedzerei nguva vatariri vepano paState of Affairs, tiri kutenda nekuteerera kwenyu. Ndiyo nyaya yanenge taina update kuti munge muchiziva kuti ndo zviri kuitika munyika yenyu, asi tichakusiyai makateerera zvekare kumacomrades, because isusu tinoda kuti munhu wese ane voice iri kutaura against the regime tike tichimisa pano munge muchinzwa kuti vanhu venyika yeZimbabwe havasi kumbofara nezviri kuitika munyika.
What Zeti was saying, I'm simply clarifying what Zeti was saying to Bashona, who seemed not to understand the question. So he's asking, where are you getting it from? And we're saying we're getting it from section 328, 7 and 8. I think that is the answer that we're trying to give to Bashona there.
That's good. That's good. Zeti, I'll give you just 1 minute. Zeti, are you there?
Scotty, we can hear you,
Scotty,
but
so before,
you sound
so since Bashona has, since
Yes,
Bashona has
I'm here.
gone
I'm here,
silent.
guys.
So
Okay.
No,
Zeti comes.
Guys, come on, guys, we can do well. We can do well. I'm giving Zeti 1 minute.
So I was asking Rutendo that the government itself, the entity, have no process of doing what it's doing unless we go to resolution number 2, Rutendo. Supremacy of party over government. That gives it the ability to do what it's doing. Principle of supremacy of party.
I don't understand what that means, Zeti, because supremacy of party over government is, I think that is constitutional, but that does not automatically
Where is
that
it constitutional?
No.
Let me
look at the supremacy. Look at the supremacy of party, the principle of supremacy of party over government.
Yes.
Just check it out on academic documents.
But what I've got a problem
specifically the Nigerian ones.
What I've got a problem with
co-host chimbopai ndumiso regai Zetina Rutendo avhare mike mombopa ndumiso time ataure blazani shungu dzokutaura chimbomupai nguva apedze nguva shungu dzakawo man, because right now we are no longer concentrating on the debate yaZeti na Rutendo. We have got ndumiso. So at the end of the day, this is no longer serving the purpose of having this debate.
And I agree with you 100%.
Zeti. So for me, my understanding, supremacy of party over government is exactly the purpose of why we go to elections. And I've been trying to explain the two things. But supremacy of party over government does not mean supremacy of party over constitution. And because the government is not the constitution either. So you need to understand the difference. The supremacy of party policy over government policy or dictating government policy is not the same as the supremacy of the party being supremacy over the constitution. The constitution deals with legal issues and constitutional issues, how things are done in the law or through the law. Whereas party over government is party policy dictating government policy. And we've already stated that a government cannot have a policy from nowhere. Government policy comes from a party. Government policy comes from the manifestos and policies of the political party that goes to the people to ask for for a mandate through the election that allows the party to go and
No,
implement its
Rutendo, you
policies
keep repeating
in
that.
government.
Whatever government policy comes up with must be within the constitution.
No, the constitution doesn't determine
wakomana
policy, man.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Then just hold on there. Let me just check. I'm checking now. Cooksman. I want people to go straight to the question like Koma Angobi, what he said. Then you bring obviously people like want to have a conversation with them. So Cooksman, then the Madue, Muga Baby, three of you first. Go ahead. Cooksman, are you there?
Cooksman adona Zeti futi adona Madube come through, Mugagabi come through, because you are the ones who were not even covered previously. Can you come through, please?
Okay, is it me? Oh, you can.
All right, Madube, yeah, just stay there. Mugagabi, come through.
Hello guys, how's it? Good to be here. Personally, I think problem Yakuti, we idolize too much our leaders, and then we cannot correct anything because someone mentioned earlier we are attacking president. Nobody was attacking as much as I was listening. But we have that thing, Yakuti, the more we idolize our leaders, there is no more room to correct them. Because anyone anongoda uti, even amongst the people within the party, if anyone sees anything wrong that the president might be doing, he's afraid to even say it because it will seem like you are attacking the president or you're against the president. So that culture that we have created of idolizing our leaders to a point where we can't say anything wrong. It's like a family that has a father, and if a father does something, if he's walking with his pants sagging, he can't say anything about it because other children say, this one will be mocking daddy, or this one, So that culture is affecting us. And we can see with all this thing of when we are campaigning for the president, everyone has to wear a clothing with the president. Everywhere has to be chakat for ED, this and this for ED, which is affecting us as a people because now we want to please our leaders or the people that are close to the leader so that we can look like we are for the leader or we are pushing the agenda, which now makes us lose the essence of what do we love really, the president, the party, or the country. That's where the problem is because we want to be part of whatever they might call a winning team or want to be part of what is. That's why the people now say, so that has affected us mentally. You understand? I can see that there was this one popping up called Mafia for ED and whatnot. Other people love the president, other people love the party. You understand? But now it's now being clouded by that thing. Whatever the president does is correct, or whatever the party says is correct. We need to get into that point where we put our country first and not be afraid of saying no, such and such will tell such and such that such and such was said, what and what was said. And then tinenge tisingachatauri based on truth. Tautaura kuti okay, our brother here, Rutendo, he's been advocating. He's been representing the government. He really speaks for the government and for the president. And I was happy to hear him speaking about the president not having done enough, thinking that he hasn't done enough, which is the same view that I have, because I feel like we're doing more of politics and less of economics, and which is an error that we also did with the previous regime. And I feel like the new regime now is trying to say, okay, with the other previous one having failed to choose their new leader, how can we outdo that to say, okay, now we want to be able to create a system where we'll be able to create the new leader even with us not being present. Like
We
now,
can't hear you, my brother.
hello?
Moga baby, yeah.
Yeah. So with that being said, to say now we are now want to create a system where we are able to create a new leader without them being in the system. To say, okay, the previous regime wanted to put whoever the leader wanted, but they failed. So how can we create a system that now, even if we are no longer leaders, we can still elect our own. We can still protect and create leadership that is not wanted or chosen by the people. So that is a big problem. So my question that I wanted to ask is, how best are we going to do this for our country without people being afraid of saying they are against? Because if you remember, the president was saying that he only wants to do his 2 terms. And he was saying, no, even if people say I want to do this, I'm supposed to follow the constitution. He said himself that he's a constitutionalist, right? So now, if being a constitutionalist means that you have to change the constitution, because you can say one thing and then have other people that are running an agenda for you without you having to say anything. And those people are in powerful positions and they can now say, no, this one is against us. Because we've created a system where the only person who is safe in Zimbabwe is the president. That's why even our current president, when he was not in good books with the late president's wife and whatnot, he had to run away from the country. Why? Because we are living in a system where if you are not the president and if the president is against you, you are not safe. So for him to come back, he had to come back as a president because he couldn't live in the country without being president, even though he was a vice president. And like he said, that he's created all the systems that are in Zimbabwe, and those are the things that when he says those things, it also puts fear in the people within those systems to say, this guy is telling me that these systems, he designed them and he knows everything that goes within this thing. And he was mentioning about how Mugabe would say that so now that creates fear within the people in the party to say, we can't say anything to even to your own friend, because you can't trust your own friend even in the party, because you never know who he. So my question is, what are we going to do to undo all this fear mongering and also this thing of wanting to be close to the people that we feel like in power and that can also benefit from this, and now not look at the bigger picture of the country? Because we might say, we have resources and this, but the Zimbabwean does not enjoy all these resources that
Give you
we
1
brag
minute
about.
to round
We
up, my
have
leader.
this, we
1
have
minute.
that. How can we make these things benefit the people of the country? And how can we make sure that these resources are benefiting us and not destroying our environment? Because our environment is also being messed up by these people that come and they say in the name of investors or they're creating jobs, which a normal Zimbabwean does not feel. We may say the economy is growing, but still in the past 4 or 5 years, I've been eating the same muriwo veggie without oil or whatever, still struggling, but I'll be hearing on the news, the economy is doing better, this and that and that. So how do we make our country to say, okay, now we can feel the changes, we can feel the benefits of this investor who came, these guys have created these resources, they're taking these mines from our minerals from our mines. What are they building? What are the rules to say, okay, we must do this? Because someone was saying, no, the president wants to finish his job. He has the project that he's been doing. But I don't think the president goes out and work and does those things. It's the people, right? We must have a system that even if our president is no more tomorrow, so you're telling me the project that he wants to finish, if our president has a heart attack today, God forbid, but does that mean that we will not be able to finish those projects? Is he the one that is only going to do those things? That's my question. Thank you very much for your time.
Cooksman coming. Cooksman coming.
Okay. Bashona ngavharoze mic yawo.